Good morning, everyone. Today I want to talk about something we all experience at some point in life: rejection. Whether it's in relationships, careers, friendships, or personal goals, rejection is inevitable. But how we respond to rejection defines our growth, maturity, and success. Rejection can be a tough experience to deal with, no matter the situation. Whether it's being turned down for a job, rejected in a relationship, or facing disappointment in friendships, the initial sting of rejection is often painful. Many people try to brush it off quickly or act like it doesn't bother them, but deep inside, emotions build up. The first step toward handling rejection maturely is to acknowledge what you feel rather than pretending it doesn't affect you. When we suppress our emotions, they don't actually disappear. Instead, they accumulate over time and can manifest in unhealthy ways, such as frustration, resentment, or even self-doubt. Acknowledging your feelings allows you to process them in a healthy manner, rather than letting them control your thoughts and actions unconsciously. It's okay to admit that rejection hurts. Doing so doesn't make you weak, it makes you self-aware. One common reaction to rejection is denial. People sometimes convince themselves that they never really wanted what they were rejected for in the first place. While this might provide temporary relief, it does not truly address the emotional impact. Denial can prevent personal growth because it stops us from fully understanding our emotions. Instead of denying the pain, it is important to sit with it and allow yourself to feel. Another typical reaction is anger. Many people respond to rejection with frustration, blaming the other person or situation for their pain. While anger is a natural response, it's essential to direct it constructively rather than letting it turn into bitterness. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" try reframing the situation and asking, "What can I learn from this experience?" This shift in perspective can help turn a painful moment into a valuable lesson. Sadness is also a valid emotional response to rejection. When something we hoped for doesn't work out, it's natural to feel disappointed. Allowing yourself to feel sadness without judgment is a key part of emotional maturity. Suppressing sadness often leads to deeper emotional struggles later on. However, it is important to set a limit on how long you dwell on these emotions so that you don't remain stuck in negativity. Self-reflection plays a crucial role in processing rejection. Once you acknowledge your feelings, take some time to reflect on why you feel the way you do. Ask yourself what specifically hurt you about the rejection. Was it the feeling of not being good enough? Was it the fear of missing out on an opportunity? Understanding the root cause of your emotions can help you address them more effectively. Another important aspect of acknowledging your feelings is self-compassion. Often, when people experience rejection, they become overly critical of themselves. They might think, "Maybe I wasn't smart enough," or "I'm just not good enough." However, being rejected doesn't mean you lack value. Treat yourself with kindness and remind yourself that rejection is a part of life that everyone experiences at some point. Talking about your feelings can also be helpful. Whether it's with a close friend, family member, or even through journaling, expressing your emotions can provide clarity and relief. Sometimes verbalizing your feelings helps you process them better and see the situation from a different perspective. Keeping everything bottled up can make rejection feel heavier than it actually is. Ultimately, acknowledging your feelings is the first and most important step toward moving forward after rejection. It allows you to process emotions in a way that promotes growth rather than stagnation. Instead of pretending you're unaffected, embracing your emotions gives you the strength to heal and learn from the experience. Rejection often feels personal, but in most cases, it is not a reflection of your entire worth as a person. When someone turns down your job application, declines a romantic relationship, or chooses someone else over you for an opportunity, it is easy to assume that there is something wrong with you. However, this mindset can be harmful and lead to unnecessary self-doubt. Learning to separate rejection from your self-worth is a crucial step toward emotional maturity. People make decisions based on their own perspectives, needs, and circumstances, many of which have nothing to do with you. A company might reject your job application not because you aren't capable, but because they found someone who better fits their immediate needs. A person might end a relationship not because you are unworthy of love, but because their feelings or priorities have changed. The ability to see rejection as situational rather than personal can prevent you from internalizing negative thoughts. One of the biggest mistakes people make after facing rejection is overanalyzing the situation. They replay conversations, try to find hidden meanings, and wonder what they could have done differently. While self-reflection is important, excessive rumination can be damaging. It's important to accept that sometimes rejection happens for reasons beyond your control, and no amount of overthinking will change the outcome. Another way to stop taking rejection personally is to consider how you make choices in your own life. Think about the times you have said no to someone, whether it was declining a date, not hiring a candidate, or choosing one friend's advice over another's. Your decisions were likely based on your own preferences, goals, and situation at the time, not because the other person was not good enough. Similarly, when you face rejection, remind yourself that the decision was about the other person's perspective, not your value. Understanding that rejection is often about compatibility rather than ability can be a helpful mindset shift. Just because you weren't selected for a particular role or relationship doesn't mean you lack skills, intelligence, or charm. It simply means that the situation was not the right fit for you. Rather than seeing rejection as a failure, see it as a form of redirection and indication that something better suited for you is ahead. Self-confidence plays a huge role in not taking rejection personally. If you have a strong sense of self-worth, you are less likely to let rejection define you. People who believe in their abilities and value understand that a single rejection does not erase their strengths or potential. Building self-confidence through self-affirmation, achievements, and personal growth can help you navigate rejection with a more balanced perspective. It is also important to recognize that rejection is a normal and universal experience. Everyone, no matter how successful or talented, has faced rejection at some point in their life. Writers have their manuscripts rejected, actors fail auditions, entrepreneurs have their business ideas turned down, and even the most charismatic people experience social rejection. Understanding that rejection is part of the human experience can make it feel less isolating and personal. Practicing emotional detachment can also help in handling rejection. This doesn't mean becoming indifferent or emotionless, but rather learning to separate your identity from the outcome. When you detach your self-worth from external validation, you gain the freedom to accept rejection without feeling like it defines you. This mindset allows you to continue striving for your goals without being weighed down by past disappointments. Rejection can be painful, but it is important to remember that everyone has the right to make their own choices. Whether it is a hiring manager selecting another candidate, a friend setting boundaries, or a romantic interest deciding not to pursue a relationship, their decision is based on their own perspective, needs, and feelings. Even if you disagree or feel hurt, respecting their decision shows maturity and emotional intelligence. One of the biggest mistakes people make when faced with rejection is trying to argue or convince the other person to change their mind. While it is natural to want an explanation, pushing too hard for one can come across as disrespectful. Instead of challenging their decision, take a step back and acknowledge that they have the right to make choices that align with their own needs and desires. Just as you wouldn't want to be forced into a decision you're uncomfortable with, others also deserve the freedom to choose what's best for them. Respecting someone's decision doesn't mean you have to agree with it. You might feel that their reasoning is unfair, misinformed, or even unkind. However, maturity means understanding that people see the world through their own experiences and perspectives. Instead of reacting defensively, try to accept that their decision is valid from their point of view, even if you don't fully understand it. Sometimes rejection can feel especially frustrating when you believe you've done everything right. You may have worked hard for an opportunity, been a great partner in a relationship, or been a loyal friend, yet still faced rejection. In these moments, it's crucial to resist the urge to take the rejection personally or respond with anger. Respecting someone's choice means accepting that no matter how much effort you put in, the final decision is ultimately theirs to make. Another key aspect of respecting someone's decision is avoiding resentment. It's easy to hold grudges against someone who has rejected you, especially if you feel that you were treated unfairly. However, carrying resentment only harms you in the long run. Instead of dwelling on negative emotions, focus on maintaining your dignity and moving forward with grace. Letting go of bitterness allows you to heal faster and keep your energy for better opportunities. Respecting rejection also involves maintaining self-control in your response. In moments of disappointment, emotions can run high, leading some people to react impulsively, sending angry messages, speaking harsh words, or cutting off relationships in an unhealthy way. Instead, taking a step back to process your emotions before responding can prevent regret later on. A calm and composed response reflects emotional strength and shows that you respect both yourself and the other person. It is also important to understand that rejection does not make the other person a bad person. Just because someone did not choose you for a job, friendship, or relationship does not mean they had ill intentions. Everyone has their own preferences, needs, and circumstances that influence their decisions. Instead of labeling them as heartless or unfair, try to see their perspective with empathy. This mindset helps you move on without unnecessary negativity. Additionally, respecting someone's decision means not trying to force yourself back into their life or situation. If someone has made it clear that they do not want a relationship, partnership, or connection, attempting to change their mind through persistence can come across as desperate or disrespectful. Accepting their choice with grace allows you to maintain your self-respect and leaves the door open for healthy opportunities in the future. Lastly, learning to respect rejection helps you grow emotionally and mentally. It teaches you patience, resilience, and the ability to handle disappointment in a healthy way. Instead of seeing rejection as an attack, view it as an opportunity to practice maturity and emotional intelligence. Each time you handle rejection with grace and respect, you become a stronger, wiser, and more self-aware individual. Rejection can stir up intense emotions, including anger, frustration, and resentment. When someone turns us down, whether in relationships, jobs, or friendships, it is easy to feel wronged. In these moments, some people react by seeking revenge or holding grudges, believing it will make them feel better or teach the other person a lesson. However, these responses do more harm than good. True maturity comes from letting go of the desire for revenge and choosing to move forward with dignity. When we seek revenge, we act out of pain rather than reason. It may feel satisfying in the moment to lash out at the person who rejected us, spread negative rumors, or try to make them feel regret. However, these actions often backfire, making us look bitter and immature. Instead of proving our strength, revenge shows that we are still emotionally attached to the rejection, unable to move on in a healthy way. Holding grudges can be just as damaging. Carrying resentment against someone who rejected you keeps the pain alive in your heart. Instead of healing, you allow negative emotions to control your thoughts and actions. Over time, this bitterness can affect other areas of your life, making it harder to trust people, build new relationships, or focus on future opportunities. Letting go of grudges is not about excusing the other person's actions, but about freeing yourself from unnecessary negativity. It is important to remember that rejection is not always personal or malicious. The person who rejected you likely had their own reasons, ones that had little to do with hurting you intentionally. If you assume that rejection was meant to bring you down, you may develop unnecessary resentment. Instead, try to see the situation from a neutral perspective. People make choices based on their own needs, just as you do in your own life. Letting go of the desire for revenge or grudges also helps protect your mental and emotional well-being. Studies have shown that holding on to resentment can lead to stress, anxiety, and even physical health problems. When you fixate on negative emotions, you give power to the very thing that hurt you. Choosing to release these emotions allows you to regain control over your happiness and peace of mind. Another key reason to avoid revenge or grudges is that they prevent growth. When you are stuck in a cycle of resentment, you miss out on the opportunity to learn from the experience. Rejection, though painful, can be a powerful teacher. It can help you recognize areas for self-improvement, redirect you to better opportunities, or strengthen your resilience. However, if you focus only on anger, you miss the valuable lessons rejection can offer. Practicing forgiveness is an important step in moving on. Forgiveness does not mean you have to forget what happened or allow someone to hurt you again. It simply means choosing to release the negative energy tied to the situation. By forgiving, you take back your power and allow yourself to move forward without carrying emotional baggage. Instead of seeking revenge or holding grudges, redirect your energy towards self-improvement. Use rejection as motivation to work on yourself, set new goals, and strive for better opportunities. Success is the best response to rejection, not in a way that seeks to prove others wrong, but in a way that fulfills your own potential. When you focus on your own growth rather than getting back at someone, you create a positive and productive path forward. Ultimately, letting go of grudges and avoiding revenge is a sign of true maturity. It shows that you have control over your emotions and that you value your own peace more than temporary satisfaction. Moving on gracefully allows you to attract better opportunities, maintain your self-respect, and develop emotional strength that will serve you in all areas of life. Rejection has a way of shaking our confidence, making us question our abilities, worth, and potential. However, one of the most important things you can do after facing rejection is to maintain your confidence. Confidence is not about never experiencing setbacks, it is about believing in yourself despite them. Staying confident after rejection allows you to move forward without fear and continue striving for your goals. One way to maintain confidence is to remind yourself of your strengths and accomplishments. Rejection does not define who you are. It is merely one moment in your journey. Take a step back and reflect on all the things you have achieved in different areas of your life. Whether it is academic success, professional achievements, personal growth, or acts of kindness, recognizing your own worth helps you stay positive even in difficult times. It is also important to separate rejection from your self-worth. Just because one person or opportunity did not work out does not mean you are not good enough. Everyone faces rejection at some point, even the most successful individuals. The key is to understand that rejection is often about circumstances, timing, or personal preferences rather than a reflection of your value as a person. Another way to stay confident is to practice self-affirmation. The way you talk to yourself after rejection matters. Instead of thinking I'm not good enough, reframe your thoughts to be more empowering, such as, this opportunity wasn't right for me, but I have many other strengths and chances ahead. Speaking to yourself with kindness and encouragement helps reinforce a positive mindset and strengthens your confidence. Surrounding yourself with supportive people is another crucial step in maintaining confidence. Friends, family, or mentors who believe in you can remind you of your abilities and encourage you to keep going. Sometimes, after rejection, we isolate ourselves and dwell on negative thoughts. However, seeking reassurance from those who appreciate and value you can help you regain confidence and motivation. Taking care of yourself physically and mentally also plays a big role in staying confident. Engaging in activities that boost your mood, such as exercise, hobbies, or relaxation techniques, can improve your overall well-being and keep your self-esteem high. Confidence is not just about mindset, it is also about feeling good in your body and maintaining balance in your life. Another way to rebuild confidence is to take action. Instead of dwelling on rejection, focus on what you can do next. Whether it is improving your skills, applying for new opportunities, or setting fresh goals, taking proactive steps keeps you moving forward. Confidence grows when you prove to yourself that you are capable of bouncing back and trying again. Finally, staying confident means embracing the mindset that rejection is not the end but a stepping stone towards success. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, improve, and become even stronger. The more you believe in yourself despite challenges, the more resilience and determination you build. Confidence is not about avoiding rejection, but about rising above it with unwavering self-belief. Rejection has a way of shaking our confidence, making us question our abilities, worth, and potential. However, one of the most important things you can do after facing rejection is to maintain your confidence. Confidence is not about never experiencing setbacks, it is about believing in yourself despite them. Staying confident after rejection allows you to move forward without fear and continue striving for your goals. One way to maintain confidence is to remind yourself of your strengths and accomplishments. Rejection does not define who you are, it is merely one moment in your journey. Take a step back and reflect on all the things you have achieved in different areas of your life. Whether it is academic success, professional achievements, personal growth, or acts of kindness, recognizing your own worth helps you stay positive even in difficult times. It is also important to separate rejection from your self-worth. Just because one person or opportunity did not work out does not mean you are not good enough. Everyone faces rejection at some point, even the most successful individuals. The key is to understand that rejection is often about circumstances, timing, or personal preferences rather than a reflection of your value as a person. Another way to stay confident is to practice self-affirmation. The way you talk to yourself after rejection matters. Instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, reframe your thoughts to be more empowering, such as, this opportunity wasn't right for me, but I have many other strengths and chances ahead. Speaking to yourself with kindness and encouragement helps reinforce a positive mindset and strengthens your confidence. Surrounding yourself with supportive people is another crucial step in maintaining confidence. Friends, family, or mentors who believe in you can remind you of your abilities and encourage you to keep going. Sometimes, after rejection, we isolate ourselves and dwell on negative thoughts. However, seeking reassurance from those who appreciate and value you can help you regain confidence and motivation. Taking care of yourself physically and mentally also plays a big role in staying confident. Engaging in activities that boost your mood, such as exercise, hobbies, or relaxation techniques, can improve your overall well-being and keep your self-esteem high. Confidence is not just about mindset, it is also about feeling good in your body and maintaining balance in your life. Another way to rebuild confidence is to take action. Instead of dwelling on rejection, focus on what you can do next. Whether it is improving your skills, applying for new opportunities, or setting fresh goals, taking proactive steps keeps you moving forward. Confidence grows when you prove to yourself that you are capable of bouncing back and trying again. Finally, staying confident means embracing the mindset that rejection is not the end, but a stepping stone towards success. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, improve, and become even stronger. The more you believe in yourself despite challenges, the more resilience and determination you build. Confidence is not about avoiding rejection, but about rising above it with unwavering self-belief. Rejection can feel like a heavy weight pulling you down, making it tempting to dwell on what went wrong or wish things had turned out differently. However, growth and success come from looking ahead, not staying stuck in the past. Moving forward after rejection is essential for maintaining motivation, self-worth, and emotional well-being. Instead of focusing on what could have been, direct your energy toward new opportunities and personal growth. One of the biggest mistakes people make after rejection is continuously replaying the situation in their minds. While reflection is important for learning, excessive overthinking only leads to self-doubt and regret. Rather than asking, "What if I had done this differently?" shift your mindset to "What can I do next?" The key to progress is to acknowledge what happened, take the lesson, and then focus on what lies ahead. Holding on to past rejection can also prevent you from seeing new possibilities. When you fixate on one missed opportunity, you may overlook new doors opening right in front of you. Life is constantly changing, and sometimes rejection redirects you towards something even better. Trust that the right opportunities will come your way and allow yourself to be open to new experiences instead of clinging to the past. Another important step in moving forward is to resist the urge to compare yourself to others. It is easy to look at people who seem to be succeeding where you faced rejection and feel like you are falling behind. However, everyone's journey is different, and comparison only creates unnecessary frustration. Instead of measuring your progress against others, focus on your own path and how you can continue improving. Taking small, purposeful actions can also help you move forward. Even if you don't feel ready to dive into a new opportunity right away, start by setting small goals. Whether it's updating your resume, working on a personal project, or developing a new skill, every step forward builds momentum. Progress, no matter how small, is a sign that you are choosing growth over stagnation. It is also important to control your narrative about rejection. Instead of seeing it as a failure, reframe it as a learning experience or a stepping stone to something greater. Many successful people faced rejection multiple times before achieving their goals, but they did not let it define them. The way you interpret rejection will determine whether it holds you back or pushes you forward. Surrounding yourself with positive influences can make a significant difference in your ability to move forward. Seek out friends, mentors, or communities that encourage growth and resilience. Being around people who uplift you and remind you of your strengths can help you maintain a forward-focused mindset, even after a setback. Lastly, remind yourself that moving forward does not mean forgetting or suppressing your emotions. It is okay to feel disappointed or frustrated, but do not let those feelings control your future. Acknowledge them, process them, and then choose to take steps towards something better. True strength lies in your ability to keep going. Even when things don't go as planned, rejection can be painful, but it doesn't have to be the end of the road. Instead of letting it break you, use it as fuel to push yourself forward. Many successful individuals have faced rejection at some point in their lives, but what set them apart was their ability to turn that disappointment into motivation. When approached with the right mindset, rejection can become a powerful driving force that helps you grow, improve, and ultimately achieve your goals. One of the best ways to use rejection as motivation is to see it as a challenge rather than a failure. Instead of thinking I wasn't good enough, shift your perspective to I'll come back stronger. Every rejection presents an opportunity to improve yourself and prove that you can rise above setbacks. The most determined individuals are those who refuse to give up even when they face obstacles. Rejection can also serve as a wake-up call, pushing you to reassess your approach. Maybe you need to refine your skills, gain more experience, or adjust your strategy. Instead of feeling discouraged, ask yourself what changes you can make to increase your chances of success next time. Many people who experience rejection later realize that it was a necessary step toward reaching something even better. Another way to turn rejection into motivation is to set new goals and work toward them with even greater determination. Use the disappointment you feel as a reason to push yourself harder. If you were turned down for a job, take it as motivation to improve your qualifications. If a relationship didn't work out, focus on personal growth and becoming the best version of yourself. When you channel your energy into self-improvement, you turn rejection into a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. It is also helpful to look at rejection stories from people who have achieved great things. Many famous authors, business leaders, and artists faced rejection multiple times before succeeding. For example, J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter manuscript was rejected by numerous publishers before becoming a global sensation. These stories serve as reminders that rejection does not determine your potential, your persistence does. Instead of dwelling on negative emotions, use rejection as motivation to take action. Start working on the things you can control, whether it's learning a new skill, improving your mindset, or expanding your network. The more you focus on productive actions, the less power rejection has over you. Taking steps forward, no matter how small, keeps you motivated and moving in the right direction. Using rejection as motivation also means developing resilience. The most successful people are not those who never fail, but those who refuse to stay down when they do. Every time you bounce back from rejection, you become stronger and better equipped to handle future challenges. Over time, you'll find that rejection no longer discourages you, it empowers you. Another important aspect of using rejection as motivation is proving yourself not to others, but to yourself. The greatest satisfaction comes not from proving doubters wrong, but from surpassing your own expectations. Let rejection be a reminder that you are capable of growth, improvement, and success. When you work hard for something and eventually achieve it, the struggle makes the victory even more rewarding. Lastly, remind yourself that rejection is not a permanent setback, it's just a temporary redirection. Sometimes rejection happens because something better is waiting for you. By staying motivated and continuing to strive for your goals, you keep yourself open to new opportunities. The key is to keep moving forward, using every rejection as fuel to push yourself closer to success. Rejection can feel overwhelming in the moment, but it is important to remember that it is only temporary. No matter how painful or disappointing it may be, rejection does not define your future. It is simply a moment in time, not a permanent label. Understanding this can help you develop a healthier perspective and prevent rejection from holding you back. One of the main reasons rejection feels so powerful is that we tend to magnify it in our minds. When we face rejection, we often assume it will have lasting consequences or that it means we are not good enough. However, in reality, most rejections are just small bumps on the road of life. What seems like a major setback today will likely be a distant memory in the future. Time has a way of softening the impact of rejection. Think about past experiences where you faced disappointment. At the time, it may have felt devastating, but over the years, you likely moved on and even forgot about it. This is proof that rejection loses its power over time. Instead of letting it consume you, remind yourself that this moment of rejection will eventually pass. Rejection is often just a temporary redirection towards something better. Many people look back on a rejection and realize it was actually a blessing in disguise. For example, not getting a certain job might lead you to a better opportunity, or a failed relationship might make way for a healthier, more fulfilling one. Sometimes rejection happens because something greater is waiting for you, even if you can't see it yet. Another important thing to remember is that rejection is not always about you. It is easy to take it personally, but the truth is, decisions are often made based on factors beyond your control. A job interviewer may have chosen someone else simply because they had different qualifications, not because you weren't good enough. A person who rejects you in a relationship may have their own personal struggles that have nothing to do with you. When you realize that rejection is often situational, it becomes easier to move forward. Rejection is only permanent if you allow it to be. If you let one rejection stop you from trying again, you are giving it power over your future. However, if you treat it as a temporary obstacle, you can keep pushing forward until you succeed. Many successful people have faced rejection multiple times but refused to let it define them. They understood that rejection is just a moment, not the end of the road. A great way to remind yourself that rejection is temporary is to stay focused on your long-term goals. Instead of dwelling on one setback, shift your energy toward what you can do next. Keep applying for jobs, keep pursuing your passions, and keep working on yourself. The more you focus on progress, the less rejection will affect you. It is also important to surround yourself with people who remind you of your worth. Talking to supportive friends, family, or mentors can help you put rejection into perspective. They can remind you of your strengths and encourage you to keep moving forward. Sometimes, hearing a different perspective can make you realize that rejection is not as big of a deal as it seems in the moment. At the end of the day, rejection is just a temporary moment in your journey. It may slow you down, but it does not have to stop you. When you accept that rejection is only a brief part of life, you free yourself from unnecessary fear and self-doubt. Keep going, keep growing, and trust that better things are ahead. Growth is a lifelong journey, and rejection is often one of the greatest catalysts for it. Every time you face rejection, you are presented with an opportunity to learn, improve, and strengthen yourself. Instead of viewing rejection as a failure, see it as a stepping stone toward personal and professional development. The key to handling rejection with maturity is to use it as motivation to keep growing rather than allowing it to hold you back. One of the most important aspects of continuous growth is self-reflection. After experiencing rejection, take time to analyze what happened. Was there something you could have done differently? Are there skills you need to develop further? Honest self-reflection allows you to recognize areas for improvement without being overly critical of yourself. It shifts your focus from disappointment to progress. Growth also comes from being open to learning. Sometimes rejection occurs because we still have more to learn before we are ready for a certain opportunity. Instead of feeling discouraged, take it as a sign to expand your knowledge and skills. Read books, take courses, seek mentorship, or practice new techniques, whatever it takes to strengthen yourself for the next opportunity. The more you grow, the better prepared you will be to succeed. Resilience is another crucial aspect of growth. People who achieve great things in life are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to quit. Every rejection you face is a chance to build resilience and develop a stronger mindset. When you choose to keep growing despite setbacks, you develop the mental toughness needed to handle future challenges with confidence. Another way to embrace growth is to step outside of your comfort zone. Rejection often pushes us to try new approaches, explore different paths, and take risks we may not have considered before. Instead of staying in the same place out of fear, use rejection as a reason to challenge yourself. Growth happens when you push beyond your limits and take on new challenges. Personal growth also includes improving your emotional intelligence. Handling rejection with grace requires emotional maturity, self-awareness, and the ability to regulate your emotions. Learning how to manage disappointment, stay positive, and respond to challenges with a growth mindset makes you a stronger and more capable individual. The more you develop emotional resilience, the easier it becomes to move forward. Surrounding yourself with people who inspire growth can also make a huge difference. Seek out mentors, friends, or colleagues who encourage learning and self-improvement. Being in an environment that values growth will help you stay motivated and push yourself further. Learning from others' experiences and insights can accelerate your personal development. Adopting a mindset of continuous growth means never settling for where you are. There is always room for improvement, new skills to learn, and ways to become a better version of yourself. Rejection is simply a reminder that there is more to achieve and more ways to evolve. The people who continue growing, even in the face of setbacks, are the ones who ultimately reach their greatest potential. At its core, growth is about progress, not perfection. Every experience, whether positive or negative, contributes to your development. By choosing to keep growing after rejection, you transform obstacles into opportunities, setbacks into lessons, and failures into stepping stones towards success. Rejection is an unavoidable part of life, but it does not have to define you. The way you respond to it determines whether it becomes a roadblock or a stepping stone. By accepting rejection with maturity, staying confident, and using it as motivation to grow, you set yourself up for future success. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, improve, and move forward with even greater determination. Remember, rejection is temporary, but growth is continuous. Keep striving, keep learning, and never let a single no stop you from reaching your goals. The right opportunities will come your way as long as you remain resilient and open to progress. Instead of fearing rejection, embrace it as a part of your journey towards something greater. Stay strong, stay positive, and most importantly, always keep growing.